15 Best RPG for Android Version Tech in Asia Indonesia. 1. Shadowrun Dragonfall. If all this time in your mind the RPG is identical with the medieval world of fantasy, the invasion of orcs, and the action of dragon slaughter, then you will find something different through this one tabletop RPG adaptation. Shadowrun Dragonfall comes carrying cyberpunk nuanced fantasy world, where everything looks futuristic, slum, but full of various advanced technology. Games that supposedly have a duration for 12 hours, this has a fairly good graphics quality. Here you not only see that every background is made in detail, but also the depiction of NPC characters and colorful environments. The best part again, this game includes 6 classes of futuristic characters that you will not meet in other games, ranging from street samurai, mage, shaman, and 2. Knights of Pen Paper 2. Of the many mobile RPG titles that are here, Knights of Pen and Paper 2 is an optional game reference that you should not miss. What makes this game look so interesting is taking the unusual Dungeon and Dragon RPG style tabletop theme for this type of mobile RPG. In addition, here you are also free to determine your own sequence of quests that you will run and set how many enemies to be resisted. The choice is all in the hands of players. And also the guidance of a dungeon master, of course. 3. Inflation RPG. If unique is the main criteria you are looking for in an RPG, then it can be found through Inflation RPG. You could say this is a game with the most unusual grinding mechanism for RPG size. In addition to using a leveling mechanism with experience numbers of up to millions, Inflation RPG also introduces a new way of enjoying grinding without taking hours. (4) Chaos Rings 3. It is quite difficult to suggest Chaos Rings 3 with a very expensive price. But if RPG talks with stunning 3D views, then Chaos Rings 3 is the best candidate that offers a console-quality RPG experience in the grip of a mobile device. Just like its predecessor, Chaos Rings 3 has a good voice actor. 5. Final Fantasy Tactics: The War of the Lions. Since it first appeared, Final Fantasy has become a decent quality RPG icon to be developed through a variety of interesting spin-offs, such as Final Fantasy Tactics: War of the Lions. Though much stronger elemental strategy than other Final Fantasy series, but Square Enix retains the various elements that make Final Fantasy so well known to many people. Speaking of stories, well, I think you do not have to doubt this game, because Final Fantasy Tactics: The War of the Lions has political intrigue that is not less good with other Final Fantasy games. (6) Dragon Quest. Before the merger became Square Enix, Enix was originally a developer known through the Dragon Quest series. Not a few who said that Dragon Quest is a pioneer JRPG that encourages the birth of Final Fantasy games and the like. Like other Square Enix class game portals you find on the mobile, here you'll find fantasy stories about crime fighting, 16-bit graphics and timeless turn-based systems. 7. Sorcery. As a game, choose your own adventure with a fantasy world emphasis that deeply feels the RPG elements in it. Sorcery's presentation is quite different from other RPG titles in this list. But if you rely on your imagination and ignore the presentation, then you will find an RPG game that is not only exciting, but also gives you a reason to love the role-playing action in the game completely. Gamebook. Steve Jackson's Sorcery, the best fantasy gamebook adapted from Inkle Sorcery. Review star Android Yellow. 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 8. Reaper. Reaper offerings from Hexage are action games with unparalleled RPG elements. Here you find an exciting adventure accompanied by pretty solid scrolling gameplay, and reminds me of the Tales series on the console. As a free game, Reaper is originally a demo that allows you to enjoy the gameplay in it until the protagonist reaches level 10. If you are satisfied with the flow of the game is fun, it could not hurt to buy a full version of this game through an offer of in-app purchase. 9. Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger is a great game and will always be said so even though it was released a dozen years ago. This game gets full value from various gamers around the world because it not only presents an exciting gameplay, but also the story of a time travel that is not too complicated but still interesting to follow. If you want to try one of the best RPGs that are re-released to mobile, then do not miss Chrono Trigger. Nostalgia. 10. Crashlands. Crashlands is arguably a combination of RPG with the best adventure survival elements that make it different than similar games out there. In addition to presenting a unique planet world, the advantages of this game also lies in the number of crafting options that are useful to help you survive the hard work of Wanoke Planet. With its depth of gameplay, Crashlands is not only a fun game of survival adventure to play, but also a simple RPG with exciting features and very high replay value. If you claim to be an RPG fan and intend to try something that has not been on the mobile platform before, then you owe one thing to 11. Record of Agarest War. Record of Agarest War one think is not a console game that people remember. The quality may be normal and its age is almost 7 years. But for the standard mobile games today, the quality of this one game is very good. Android Record of Agarest War version is even easier to crown as one of the best RPG treats you can find on the Google Play Store. In general, the gameplay on the Record of Agarest War is similar to Final Fantasy Tactics, so you who have already played it will be familiar with this one game. What makes it even more unique is the dating simulation system. 12. The Banner Saga. The Banner Saga at a glance looks like a classic Disney animated movie that was quite popular in its time. But if you look deeper, the Banner Saga not only presents the epic Norse legend story, but also the fun gameplay accompanied by decision-making which is full of consequences. If you are a fan of RPG strategy, obviously you should not miss the Banner Saga. Many people who compare the Banner Saga with a variety of other well-known strategy games such as XCOM, Steven Universe, Attack the Light. In addition to the Banner Saga, Steven Universe, Attack the Light is arguably the second RPG with animated visuals that is not less interesting for you to try. Even Attack the Light is arguably some kind of the most fun RPG offerings I've ever played on a mobile device. Attack the Light has a funny and equally interesting story with the Steven Universe animated series on Cartoon Network. Whether you've seen 14. Battleheart Legacy. I do not think I need to lengthen again to explain the sequel to Battleheart which twice completes our best RPG line. In this game, you are given a lot of options to create the character class you want in an RPG, from a barbarian who doubles as a ninja, a magician capable of running away like a rogue, and so on. Interestingly again, you are also given the freedom to kill all the NPCs that are in Battleheart Legacy and damage the story path given. Battleheart Legacy Review, mobile RPG that eats your productivity time. 15. The World Ends With You. Again, a Square Enix RPG offerings occupy the best row in this list. Although The World Ends With You is ported from the best RPG on the Nintendo DS. At least this mobile version not only provides better detail, but also the touchscreen control adaptation is no less responsive to the handheld version. In addition to these two positive values, other advantages, The World Ends With You also comes from the use of Shibuya location wrapped with electro-pop and hip-hop music that sounded preoccupied in the ear. With a combination of some of the advantages and the presentation of